Hello, this is Ashi from Crafting with Ashi and welcome to this video. This is a bit of a different video to what I do normally because I don't have a project to share with you. Whenever I have classes, or I see quite often on forums, people are always asking when they're new to craft making or card making, what adhesive do I use for what project? Which adhesive should I use and where should I use it? So I thought I would go through the adhesives we have at Stampin Up and which ones are my favourites and how I use them. Before I start, I would like to say adhesive I think is very much an individual's choice. What works for one person will not always work for another person, so to a certain extent it's a case of trial and error. Use it, see if it works for you, see if it works for what you want it to work for. If it doesn't, move on and try something else, because it really is up to an individual's taste. So let's get started anyway on the adhesives at Stampin Up. Now, when you're talking about adhesives, there are two main categories of adhesive. You will find there is your wet adhesives and your dry adhesive. So wet adhesive is what we normally would have used at school, would have been like a PVA glue. So let's start here with our wet adhesive. So if you want to look up first the adhesives for Stampin Up, let me just point it out. They're in the main catalogue and they're on page 183, and you'll see here at the bottom all of our adhesives. So that's where you'll find them. So I just wanted to let you know about that. And you can see on mine I highlight any products that I have, and then I know exactly what I have and what I don't have. So let's start off with wet adhesive. So let's start off with a lot of people's favourite, Tombow, or what we call multi-purpose liquid glue. Now if you've watched my videos before, if you're a subscriber, and why aren't you? I hope you are. If you're not, please do subscribe. I'd love to have you join me for these videos. I have a love-hate relationship with Tombow. It's not always been for me the easiest of things to use because I tend to press hard and squidge, 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 and big dollops come out, and it's not been, me and Tombow haven't been the happiest of bedfellows. But if the Tombow is new, it's a new full bottle, I tend to have better success than if it's a half-empty bottle, or I did before. I now store my Tombow upside down in this little thing here. And this is meant to be for to hold nail varnish while you are painting your nails or whatever else. I find it's perfect for holding my Tombow upside down, and I akin this to very much like, you know, when you're using your shampoo. At the beginning you have your shampoo standing, or I do, you know, the right way up, and I use it, and then it gets to a point where you're squishing, and nothing's coming out the blessed thing. So then you stand it upside down and you get a few more goes out of it, and the same is true of the Tombow, though you get more than a few goes out of it. I store mine like this, upside down. As I said, these are nail varnish holders. I got these on eBay. They were a few quid, I think £2 or £3, and I got two of them. So I keep one here on my filming desk and one on my crafting desk. So let me show you what Tombow is like. Now I'm going to be using my silicone mat, which you can also get from Stampin Up, and that's just to stop my glue spreading everywhere and getting onto my grid paper and causing a mess, because that's the other problem I have with Tombow. I am not afraid. I haven't got a lot of finesse. I'm likely to stick my hand right in the middle of the glue and then stick it somewhere else, and yeah, that's me. But this is Tombow. Okay, as you can see here, this is the Tombow, and I didn't clean it properly last time when I put it away, so it's just going everywhere, and that was my own fault. I would always suggest to clean it off properly. And then you can see here, you can get a little bead. You can get quite a thin bead. As you can see. And because I've stored it upside down, I'm actually not having to press at all on that to get my bead of glue, and you can see there I've managed to get in the centre quite a thin bead of glue. Okay, Tombow does have two sides. I never use this side, but you do have this side, which is if you're using a needle a lot, and you can just then use that too, you know. It comes out this side as well, and you can then just use it over a large area, put a lot of glue down like that. And again, just clean it off a bit. and that'll stop it gunking up. Okay, so you've got the thin end there, and then as I said again, you just press it down and you've got a lovely thin bead of glue, which is nice. So that's our Tombow. It's a white glue. It will dry clear. Okay, so this is just some scrap black cardstock, and then I'm just going to fold it in half to show you. That's pressure adhesive, and you just press it down, let it hold for a few seconds, and it's going to hold. I'll just give it a few seconds to dry. So that is Tombow. We also have here our fine tip glue pen, which you can see here. I always give these things a shake before I start, and this also will give you just a very fine bead of glue. So I don't think you're going to see it very well, but I've got an air bubble by mistake, but if you just go down, and this is great for sticking sequins down, you just put a very tiny amount down and you can stick your sequins down. You can see there that you can get quite a thin layer, and then again just give it a clean off to get any more gunk out of there, and then just fit your pin back inside. And I just want to show you the Tombow which we stuck down here. Well, it has stuck down. Look, it's stuck so well. If you want to take it up, I'm having to tear the cardstock. It sticks down well. Okay. Alright, so those are our two wet adhesives, and I think they cover pretty much anything you'd want. You can use Tombow to stick down your cards, you can use this to stick down card to card, paper to card, paper to paper. You can even use it to stick down chipboard elements on your mixed media or on the cards, anything like that. It is a good strong adhesive. I've used it even to stick down sequins and buttons and things like that, but you can equally use for that the fine tip glue pen. Okay, so now we're just going to move on quickly to dry adhesives. I'm going to start off with double-sided tape, and this is our double-sided tape. It's called tear and tape, and you just lay down a piece like this, and if you take off a longer piece than you need, like you saw me do then it's very easy to tear. If you're struggling to tear it, try that. Now, as I said, double-sided tape is pressure adhesive, and you need to give it a good rub down before you take off the backing. So, whoops, sorry about the noise, I'm just getting my bone folder, another essential tool. So just give it a little burnish, and there you'll see, and then you just take the back off like this, and for this we're just going to fold this over. We're not looking for pretty, we're just looking to show you what the adhesive does, and then that's stuck down, it's not going anywhere. Okay, so that's our double-sided tape. We also have our tape runner. This is snail, and this is what you see me using a lot, and I use this mainly for cards, so to stick down card to card, paper to card. If I'm doing boxes and I want to put the boxes together, I will use tear and tape because it is stronger than snail. Snail, you get your snail like this. It has a little cover that covers the roller. You take that down, and then you just put down a piece like that, and again we're just going to fold it over again just to show you, and that's stuck like that. Once your snail is finished, you can buy refills, and I brought one in to show you, and literally you just pull this piece out here and plop in the new refill. It's very simple to do. Okay, so what else have we got left to show you? Glue dots. Now, I love glue dots. I used to hate these little things, and to be honest, it's because I was buying the wrong glue dots. I will freely admit, I bought glue dots from the pound shop because they were cheaper than Stampin' Up's glue dots, but it was a false economy because they didn't work as well. Initially, they stuck the thing down, 2 or 3 days later, everything fell off again. Quite embarrassing and not nice at all. So these are just very small little glue dots. There are mini ones, and I use them as well sometimes to stick down bigger sequins, or to stick bows on my cards, or to stick buttons down. And you can see there the sequin, the the glue dots there. That's the size of them. You can see that to my finger, to my little finger there. They are quite big things. I mean, they are quite small things rather. So those are our mini glue dots, and the approximate diameter it's saying on here is 3/16 of an inch. So they're quite small, but boy oh boy do they do the job. You can stick them down again, and you can see it's stuck that down. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so that's our mini glue dots. Now I'm going to move on to foam pads or foam tape. We call these dimensionals. You have two sizes. You have these larger ones here, and then you've got these little dinky mini ones here. Now, you use these to pop up elements on your card or on your scrapbooking page or whatever. You can see there, that's what they're like. Again, I used to buy the ones from the pound shop, and because they were cheaper and I thought they were fine. When I went to pull the backing away like this from them, or stuck my finger on it, my finger would get stuck in the foam pad, and the foam pad would tear on my finger, and the adhesive would be everywhere, and it was a disaster. Once I started with Stampin' Up ones, none of that. The backings pull off so easily, and then you can just take a piece here, plop it down, or the other way around, and it sticks down fine. See? It's not going anywhere. Okay, so those are our two sizes of dimensionals, and you get 3 of these sheets in a pack. So you can either buy the normal dimensionals or you can buy the mini dimensionals. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to show you what are these called? Our foam adhesive strips. Now these are brilliant for making shaker cards. As you can see here, they are just, you have the whole strip down there, and you just pull it off. I'm going to just take off a little bit because I don't want to waste all of it. You can see here, they're great for shaker cards because they're malleable. You can shape them, move them however you might want. You know, they will go round your shape of your shaper card. Again, you just take that off the backing really simply, and again it will stick down and hold. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so I hope you found all of that useful. If you have any questions about the adhesives and what to use where, do drop me a message and let me know. I should say, for cards and stuff, I tend to always use my snail. If I've got little intricate pieces on my project, small die cuts, that kind of thing, like a lacy texture or something, I will use my Tombow. And it's very small pieces where I can't get the snail in, I'll use Tombow. For bows and such like to stick down, I'll use my glue dots. I use the Tombow for sequins as well. And then again, if I want to pop things up on my project, I'll use my dimensionals, and then I use my tear and tape when I'm making boxes, or as well if I'm making mini albums. And then of course I've got my strips here for making my shaker cards. Okay, so that's what I use. I don't really use the fine tip glue pen. You can if you want to. I do struggle with this at times, I admit, but this can also be used for your sequins. So there you go, that's the range of our adhesives. Thank you for watching. I hope it was useful. If you enjoyed the video, if you found it useful, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And don't forget to subscribe to future videos. I will have a blog post on my website explaining everything I've talked about here in the video, so do check that out for future reference. If you want any information, like if you want to join my Facebook links and all my social media links, I have a Facebook group as well where you can ask questions and share your creations, and the links to all of that are in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye!